After Jessica and Lucy filed their lawsuit against Debbie and Carrie's school for discrimination, they began receiving on their cell phones a ton of hateful messages, including death threats.
I just found out why we are getting so many attacks on our phones. The principal of that school actually revealed our home address and our personal phone numbers in a public Facebook post. And he urged his online friends to attack us, who he called liberal atheists and lesbian intruders.
Why the damned bastard? He is only giving us more reason to sue his ass off.
What are we going to do? I really don't care what those bullies do to me, but what about our daughter? Remember when she got beaten up by another girl at the school? She didn't deserve that. We must protect her. Mother Lucy, I am more than willing to help you fight the bigots. We are a family, so anything that affects any one of us affects us all.
I appreciate that, Carrie. When I was a child, I and my own parents faced harassment issues of our own.
Why? You couldn't have been out as a lesbian or an atheist back then, were you?
No, but what happened was that my father scored much higher on an employee evaluation than his rivals, who were all white men, so he got promoted over them. So the other men sent my parents hateful letters. Then one night, someone actually blasted out our front windows with a shotgun. And we never learned who actually did it.
Oh my God, how horrible.
My point is that bigotry is bigotry, no matter where it comes from or who it is aimed at. As a black person, I had to deal with racism. As lesbians, Jessica and I must deal with homophobia.
I once argued online with a Jewish person about Israel. He claimed that opposition to Zionism was anti-Semitic. I said that oppression of the Palestinians was Islamophobic, which is no better.
That Jewish person's claim is debunked the moment you can produce any Jew who does not support Israel. And there are quite a few such people, actually.
I just got off the phone with my mother. She is urging us to move back to Boston and live with her so we will be safe. Mother Jessica, are you sure running away is the best option? Like Debbie and her mother said to us, sometimes you have to stay and fight not only for our rights, but the rights of all that may be oppressed or discriminated against. Carrie, I just don't want you to be hurt again. After what nearly happened to Debbie at school last week, I fear things may get even worse. I understand now that small towns like this have always been hotbeds of bigotry and ignorance. In a big city, there is more diversity and therefore more support for people like us.
But even in Boston, there are racists like the ones who attacked my family decades ago. And if we leave, what about Sandy, Debbie and James? They will still be facing anti-atheist bigotry, so they should have our support too.
We all want to do what is right, and sometimes that involves taking risks and making sacrifices. So I say let us stay and fight. Why are you here? If it's to defend what Miss Jenkins tried to do.
Absolutely not. I may be a Christian and even a member of Miss Jenkins' church, but I'm on your side now. I have come to see you as a fellow human being, and knowing all the hate you have been subjected to makes me wonder what is so great about a religion that allows such things. Just being an atheist and a lesbian doesn't do any real harm, I can understand that.
Thank you. That is so good to hear. So would you consider becoming atheist too?
No, I still think Christianity is the right religion for me. My point was that many Christians disagree with people like Miss Jenkins and her uncle. We are not always driven to preach to people like you that have no interest in our religion.
Jason, since you are more open-minded, perhaps you could attend our new Unitarian Universalist Fellowship when we start our meetings this coming Sunday. You are not all atheists like me and Debbie. As a Christian one could still read the Bible and even revere Jesus without endorsing bigotry against anyone else.
Indeed, Jesus preached love and respect for others. He did not endorse hate against those who were different. It's possible that later Christian leaders got it wrong, so I will reject the homophobia of the church I was brought up in. Expect to see me with you and Debbie next Sunday.